Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 14th. I've been saying to everybody else July 13th for some reason. So you're the first person I've gotten it right with all week. But you have this card. It says it's time to take action. You also have this card. It says a personal issue reaches resolution. So, clearly it's time to take action. I'm pretty sure you always get this card or something like that says like it is time, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, I mean, I think anything that you want to do, I would just like make your move here, Leo. I think it'll be very good for you just in general. The personal issue reaches resolution is also nice because it's like you could be getting answers on something. That's really how it's like popping into my head that you've been wondering something. Just in general, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes we just wonder like, am I capable of accomplishing this goal, or can I do this thing that I want to do? And it's almost like you're just getting a yes to something that you've been wondering, And whatever it is, I feel it's very good. Here we go. We have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is definitely a yes card. It's a forward movement card. It's, quick success or a quick conclusion. So very good energy there for you, Leo, that you could be getting off of that card, and I like it. So let's see what is going on for you. You have the Queen of Swords with the Page of Cups here, and this first row is going to be your current general energies for the week. It's funny that he is reaching out, like she has her hand up but her sword up as well. So again, if you are looking for love here, Leo, this could be you being like cautiously optimistic, right? With a person could be making you a love offer with the Page of Cups this week, and it's like you're accepting it, but you also chop their head off if they're not right? This could also be vice versa as well. It's like you could be making a love offer towards a person or taking action towards a person, and same thing. It's like I think that if things don't look right, that you will probably leave the situation or whatever. So that's nice. You could be getting clear on love as well. It's like I'm not saying let's say you're interested in a person. I'm not saying you have to like ask this person out or anything, Leo. But it is popping into my head that some of you are like getting information that this person is also interested, right? So it's like it could be a friend or someone because like maybe your friends, I don't know, that's kind of like how it's popping into my head, is that like people are telling you, that this person is interested or something. So I don't know, take it how it resonates. Who cares, right? Just find a good person. That's all I care about. And there you go. That's what I would do there. This could also be communication as well. So it's like you could finally be communicating with a person. You have the King of Wands. I kind of feel like you're embracing the King of Wands energy. Personally, I read the King of Wands as Aries, even though he has these lions behind him. But, this could be your energy just in general. It's funny that I said Aries because you have the Emperor right below him, and you also have this new moon in Aries, right? So you have, even though, yes, I understand that you are a Leo, as I said at the beginning of the reading, but you have all this Aries energy here. And so this kind of makes sense, right? We have Neptune and Saturn and Chiron and Aries. So whenever, as a fire sign, whenever you have a bunch of energy in another fire sign, it's going to benefit you more, right? You're going to get the benefits of that energy. So you could find yourself being very Aries-like this week. You could find yourself being very warlike. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way of being very willing to initiate things, being willing to take action on things, and being willing to kind of like make moves, right? And I that's really what's popping into my head with this King of Wands, that you're just you're much more kind of like willing to take action. And this is obviously a good thing here for you, Leo. I don't think this is a bad thing at all. Even next, we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is, he has this armor on underneath his cloak, which says he's ready to go at a moment's notice. So whenever an opportunity presents itself, he is going to take it. He is going to jump onto it and grab onto it and make it happen, right? It is popping into my head that like some of you could have an opportunity this week, or I kind of feel like you have time. Normally I wouldn't say that, but you don't have to rush at any opportunities is what I'm trying to say here. But I feel like there could be an opportunity that's coming in that's a little bit of a rebirth that could be happening in your life. I wouldn't really say it's a second chance, but it could be a rebirth in the sense that you are kind of like doing something again that you wanted to do in the past, or that you've tried to do in the past. And, this could be in any area of your life. I even think, like I've been saying to you for months now, Leo, that I see a lot of Leos, like changing what they do. Even if you think you're about to retire, for example, I think like a story that we will see for a lot of Leos is that they think they're going to retire and that you could end up doing something else, right? Instead of retiring. But this is not like a bad, exhausting thing, like as in you getting another career. I think a lot of Leos could surprise themselves over the next several years in that they like find hobbies that could make them money, or they could find like little side hustles that are easy that they enjoy that could make them money, right? So those are the types of opportunities I would be looking for with that Emperor energy. It does feel like money to me. Even though you have a lot of love here, you don't have a lot of money yet. That could change in a second as we clarify. But it feels like money or something with that card. With the Queen of Swords, you have the World card. A lot of answers. I don't know. I feel like, you ever see one of those movies where it's like, I wish I had a good one, like Bruce Almighty, right? With, isn't that, I think that's the Jim Carrey one, right? But where he's like God, and like he's hearing all the prayers, like popping into his head from like all the people of the world. It's like, that's, for whatever reason, that's what's popping into my head right now with the World card here, Leo, is it's like, I feel like you are hearing a lot. A lot of noise this week, and I feel like it's good for whatever reason, but again, I don't know, I feel like there's like a lot of noise coming at you. Even though I feel it's good, I would still kind of make sure you're putting up boundaries. Obviously if you only have so much time in the day, and if you have a lot of people who need your time or who are looking for your help or whatever, it's like you might need to put up those boundaries. The other thing is that this could have to do with value as well. It's like if we make ourselves too available, then we are probably not valuing ourselves enough, right? And so maybe this means you need to raise your prices, right? That could be literal. Like if you have a business and you have too much business, maybe that means that you're not charging enough, right? Maybe that means that that you should be charging a lot more and make yourself scarce, right? But this could also be in other areas as well. It's like, this could be whatever. So I don't know. There's something about that. With the King of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. This is what Leo wants. I think deep down inside, King of Pentacles is a good goal for Leo. I think it's a worthy state to achieve for Leo as well, because the King of Pentacles, like true wealth, true security. He has a very solid foundation as well. He kind of has the comfort of his kingdom as well. So I feel that for a lot of you, this is just what you're trying to accomplish in life. And this could be any area of life. Like this could be a connection, like a love connection that is secure, that is stable, that is wealthy. And that doesn't have to mean money. That can mean just that it is an abundant connection that is full of love, right? Or whatever it is that you want. With the Emperor, you have the Nine of Wands. I really feel that you are. I mean, it's funny that I said it. It might not really be a second chance, because Nine of Wands kind of is a second chance. Nine of Wands is a card that says, don't give up, try again. And, again, I think a lot of you could be about to, like, rebirth yourself. But this could be, like, a career rebirth or a work rebirth. I feel it'll be worth it. I think it's totally worth it. I think you'll be happy that you did it, if that message is for you as well. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Nightingale spirit, says love is all around. There you go. You have a ton of love. You have this Dragonfly spirit, says truth transcends illusion. Yes, Neptune and Pisces, right? With Neptune and Pisces, we kind of have to escape the illusion. And yes, I understand that Neptune is in Aries, but we've had Neptune and Pisces for a long time. Neptune is also starting its retrograde towards Pisces. So, it'll be in Pisces before you know it, right? And, the thing I will tell you is that even though it's not there yet, doesn't matter. We're still going to be dealing with the energy. And Neptune and Pisces, very easy, especially in love, to get wrapped up in the fantasy. And it's like the fantasy becomes more attractive than the reality. So if you are finding love at this time, or even between now and basically January of next year, basically Neptune will go back into Aries January, at the end of January 26th or 23rd, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it will go back in at that time. And so between now and then, if you're getting into anything, make sure it's real, right? And you don't. What this means is that you just go on dates, or you talk to the person, and you also pay attention to the evidence, right? If the person says they're going to do something, do they actually do it? If the answer is yes, great, keep going. If the answer is no, then you are in a fantasy, right? Plain and simple. You have the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Temperance card. Definitely could be an admirer coming in for you. Could be any sign. You basically have everything here. I feel like saying Gemini for some reason. So, I don't know. Take that how it resonates. It could be a Gemini. But again, it doesn't have to be. That might only be for some of you that it's a Gemini. But again, just find a good person. Page of Cups can definitely be an admirer as well. Like I said, if this is like a friend or something, I don't know. I feel like someone's spilling the beans this week or something. It's almost like, a friend comes in and is like, that so-and-so totally likes you, right? It's like, it's almost like someone is like finally this is making me sick. I need to tell these two that they're into each other, right? It's like that type of thing. So don't be surprised if some of you hear from a friend that a friend is interested in you. For others, I feel it's just, a person that is interested in you. I feel like you know who this person is. I mean, you have the Eight of Wands. Usually with the Eight of Wands, we have either socialized with the person or, it could be a person who we will socialize with in the future or is attached to our social circle. So, there you go. I guess it could also be social media as well, but, it kind of feels physical to me. So I feel this is like someone you physically know, as in like they are around you, right? Maybe for some of you it's not. You do have the World, which could be distance. So I don't know, take it how it resonates, but definitely a very solid connection. You have the Ace of Cups. Yep. Again, Ace of Cups would be your emotions overflowing, being very happy. I don't know. I feel like you're like a prison guard with this person. Like the way that I read it is I put myself in your shoes. So like I feel like in the future, this is like a person you're gonna try to have on lockdown. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel bad for this person or what, but again, I don't know. This might be this could be a good thing, Leo. Is what I'm trying to spit out. It's kind of like this person's so good that you want to keep them locked up in a cage in your basement, right? And so there you go. Definitely could be a solid connection. This also, I think, is your return to your heart. A major theme for Leo, I think, over the next couple years is you like finding your heart again. I remember that I made a joke a while ago where I said, isn't it the lion in The Wizard of Oz that's looking for its heart, but it's actually the Tin Man, right? So I was saying something about that, and it's like the lion's trying to find its courage, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like Leo's been like the Tin Man, and I feel that you are trying to find your heart, like what your heart belongs to in life, and this could be like a career, could be just something that you do that you enjoy. It's like you're trying to find that thing that really brings joy into your life. And I don't know, I feel this is a journey that you've been on for a long time. And the good news is, I feel like you're getting to the end of this journey. I do feel this is very big picture. I don't think this is something that's going to happen overnight, but I do feel a lot of you are finding, it's like you're starting to get closer to the goal of like what causes you to overflow, which is good. You have the Temperance card. I feel like you've been very patient for something. For some reason, I also feel like you've earned something as well, which I never say on the Temperance card. But I definitely feel if you are attracting love, it's like love that you earned. This is a very special type of connection. So, feels very good to me. Feels very rare. And, feels like something that, most people probably don't get. So, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or anything, but it does feel like something you've earned. So, there you go. Here we go. With the Page of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely a very solid connection. Two of Cups is usually two different people, right? It's like this person is someone who's different than your usual type. And, I feel this is a very solid connection. I feel like I've said this to you before, Leo. I don't know. I just get, I don't think this is true. I don't think this is true. But it's almost like the story I get here is that, it's like maybe you had a person in the recent past. I feel like this person had a recent person in the recent past. And it's like you were supposed to be with those people, but those people screwed up. And it's like the way that I see it in my head is it's almost like, it's like things had to be done on the other side to bring the two of you together because, two people screwed up. Here's the reason why I don't think this is true is because, I think that... it's like I've heard other readers say, and I'm not criticizing other readers or anything like that. And I very well could be wrong. So, right, I'm not saying that I'm right here. But I've just heard readers say things like, oh, you were supposed to be with this person, but they screwed up. And it's like now your ancestors have had to get you together with another person because that person that you were contracted with, you were supposed to be together. Do I believe that? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. But again, I could be wrong. But I'm just saying. But I also feel like that's what's happened here. So again, I could be wrong, right? And sometimes I am wrong. Of course, I don't know everything. And, obviously, it just, it feels so different to me. It's, kind of weird. It's, it does feel very much like it's a gift, to these two people. And meaning you and this other person. And, it also feels like you both have a story, That's why I'm saying this. It's like both people have a story of like a person that they were supposed to marry or something, and it like didn't work out. And now you're finding each other. Very specific. And again, that might only be for some of you as well. But again, the reason I'm also saying this is that this might be a clue. Like this might be a clue. Maybe you meet the person and they have a very similar story to you, right? With the Ace of Cups, you have the Devil. I would be careful of any past toxic people. Everybody in the month of July had something about past toxic people, past toxic influences and things like that. So, definitely something to think about. With the Devil energy. So, there you go. I also wouldn't ignore any warning signs, right? Just in general, I think we need to pay attention to warning signs right now. Also, Saturn, right? We have Saturn just changed signs into Aries. Saturn will be retrograding as well, and so the Devil technically is Saturn in Capricorn. People ask me this all the time as well. Why do readers read the Devil as Capricorn? Technically, the Devil is Saturn in Capricorn, not Capricorn, but it could be Capricorn. That's why. But one thing I will say is that we have to be careful of control. It's funny that I said you're going to chain this person up in a basement. So maybe don't do that, right? Here, Leo, make sure that you're not controlling this person. With the Temperance card, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, you've been getting these extremely intuitive cards with me for a very long time. You need to listen to your intuition. Your intuition is definitely guiding you towards things in life, and you're not crazy, is what I feel like saying. It's like you need to trust your messages. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, accept what is. It says, the act of acceptance will bring peace. You have this be present card. It says, find clarity in the moment. Yes, I think we're in a great time for being present, especially with Mercury going retrograde on the 17th or 18th, depending on where you are in the world. And, again, I think a lot of you could be kind of like, just taking time, being present, meditating, thinking things through, all that is good for this time that we're in. You have the Four Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Again, this could lead to a quick connection, quick marriage. I'm not saying you're going to marry this person like today, but, it could be something that happens pretty quickly. Also could just be a commitment in general that you commit to a person quickly as well. And so, whatever. The Four Wands are also a card of freedom, which again, with the King of Pentacles, definitely a major focus for Leo. We've had Uranus in Taurus. Uranus has obviously moved into Gemini, but doesn't matter. When a planet leaves a sign, that's when we really implement the lessons. So a lot of you are probably implementing the lessons you learned during Uranus and Taurus now that we have Uranus and Gemini. And you could be, the whole point is that I think for fixed signs, Uranus and Taurus was all about freedom. And so a lot of you have learned have learned lessons around like what freedom is for you, and you could just be creating more freedom. The Four Wands is the card of freedom. And so there you go. You have the Page of Wands, and I feel like you're tired, honestly, is the feeling I get here. Normally I feel that the Page of Wands is very enthusiastic and bold. He's moving towards being bold and assertive and everything like that, but I kind of feel like some of you are ready for a break. Quite honestly, with Mercury going retrograde, it is very important, especially Mercury is going to retrograde in your sign as well, Leo. It's really important that we listen to our body. If we need extra rest, get extra rest. If you need to take a nap, take a freaking nap, right? And so I kind of feel, that's what I feel on the Page of Wands. I really feel the Page of Wands is saying, don't fight against it, because you'll be much happier if you kind of like listen to your body and pay attention and don't burn yourself out, right? You have the Eight of Wands, which is quick success. Again, I think that if you are attracting love here, that it could be successful very quickly. I feel like it is going to move very quickly as well. Even though it is Mercury retrograde, doesn't matter. Again, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So, Mercury retrograde isn't going to ruin something that's meant to be. The Eight of Wands is also your focus. So I think focusing, in the right direction is important for you, like on the positive. With the Four Wands, you have the Hangman. Yes, Uranus and Gemini. Uranus having this, to me, this is Pisces, right? But it's funny because for the past few weeks, I've been saying that to me, the Hangman kind of is very Uranus and Gemini, even though this represents Pisces, because Uranus and Gemini will have us seeing two worlds. It will have us seeing like two different things. There's like a lot of things that will be happening in the world. We'll be seeing like, things where we feel like people are being tone deaf, right? That could be something that comes up where it's like everybody feels something, but then, someone else goes the opposite direction, right? Epstein comes to mind, right? Not the president not magically caring about that, right? So it's like we'll see a lot of that with Uranus and Gemini, like kind of like opposite thoughts. But on a personal level, we can get a ton of benefits from Uranus and Gemini. If we just stay flexible, especially in work, and we look at all the ways there are to accomplish something, we could come up with some genius ideas that lead to a lot of success. So I keep encouraging people to like do your research on work, literally, like watch YouTube videos about your job, literally, because you never know what you might discover. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I would still take your time. I think it's going to be hard. I just get the feeling that if this is a person, it's going to be hard for you to take your time, both people. It's like sometimes, I don't know, it's like if there's a strong enough connection, it's just one of those things. It's like, if it's a strong connection, both people won't be able to go slow. But, at the same time, I wouldn't rush it. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. I think you need to stop saying that you never get what you want, right? You have to change your words with the Eight of Wands. For the past couple of years, you've been getting these cards that say you have to change your words. Four of Cups, he's like sitting there saying, I never get what I want, even though he is right here, And so I feel that you have to focus on exactly what you want and accept it when it shows up. Next, in your outcome, you have this Cancer card. It says, nurture all that you love. Absolutely. It says, take time to care for your well-being and nurture the things that you love. Absolutely. You have this Tears of Remorse. It says, make peace with the regrets and allow the past to guide your future. Yes. Much better things coming in the future. We have Jupiter in Cancer. This is literally probably the best thing we could do right now is nurture the things we love. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups says, create more overflow in your life. Where do you enter the flow? Where do good things happen for you? Where do you feel good? Create more, nurture more of that. Nurture the parts of yourself that make you feel good about yourself, right? And just all of it. The more you do that, the better your life will get. Jupiter in Cancer, plain and simple. You have the Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, then you have two cards. You have the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords. The Four of Cups says you actually are getting what you want, and it is coming up in the good stuff, which is good, which means you're probably seeing it, this fourth cup. But he needs to apply what he learned from these three cups to this one cup, and he will, get something that he wants. So I think you need to realize that you are getting something you want here with the Four of Cups. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. He's looking at the Seven Pentacles. He's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's wondering, is it worth it to put work in these Seven Pentacles or not? Again, I feel a lot of Leos over the next couple of years could be making some big changes in work. Again, as I always say, that does, people ask me all the time, does that mean I have to quit my job? And I always say, no, I don't think so. I think that, especially for you fire signs, I don't necessarily see you quitting your job or, if you have a business, I don't think you're necessarily going to quit your business, but I feel you probably will be making changes and upgrades and doing things differently. So, I think, like I said, I don't think it means you have to completely change. It just means you're making some upgrades. You're, doing some things differently, and obviously it's going to be a good thing. You have the Six of Swords and Eight of Swords. The funny thing is I do feel like you could finally be setting yourself free from the devil. So, the Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. The Eight of Swords would be setting yourself free, moving across the choppy waters to calmer shores. So if you have had a devil person, in your past, which I think both these people have, so you and another person, it's like you're both finally setting yourselves free from that person, each other's person. Does that make sense? I don't know. With the Four of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Kind of interesting. We have the Temperance card up to the Temperance card, which says you've been very patiently waiting something. So you could finally be getting something you've been waiting for here, Leo, which looks amazing. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, Three of Cups is like a celebration, happiness. These ladies are celebrating a harvest. Seven of Pentacles can be a harvest. This is a result that he is getting. These Seven Pentacles. He's just trying to decide, is it worth it or not? Was it worth, who knows how much work he had to put into that. If he had to put 10 years of work into creating those Seven Pentacles, maybe it's not worth it. It's maybe there's something else he could do that could provide the same result in a year, right? And so the Seven of Pentacles kind of goes both ways because maybe it is worth it. If he worked 10 years and then at the end of the 10 years he got $20 million, I would do that. I would do that right now, right? if someone came to me and said, right now you're gonna have to put in this work for 10 years, but if you do it at the end of that 10 years, you're gonna get 20 million bucks. I would do that all day long. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. So if it was guaranteed, right? And so, that's kind of like what I feel here is like maybe it is worth it, but the Three of Cups is definitely a celebration. With the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords, you have the Star. Definitely moving towards a star. The Star is having a North Star. Makes sense. Again, Pluto and Aquarius, your opposite sign. Pluto and Aquarius is definitely pushing you to have a North Star, to have a guiding light, to have something that you set out to accomplish. And if you do that, I think you'll be, if you come up with something, I feel it will make you much, much more successful with that star energy. So I would definitely focus on that, Leo. You have this flowers card. It says happiness. Yeah, probably, honestly, the only focus that Leo should have. Like, what makes you happy? You happy, not anyone else, right? What makes Leo happy? And how can you get into more of that flow into your life? And if you do that, things will go very well. You have this rainbow. It says the most difficult part of a situation is over, which is amazing. Definitely could be some improvements coming in for you. You have this fire. It says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. I would focus on love, obviously, and it's easy to go both ways with Pluto, with Neptune and Saturn and Aries. Aries is very fiery. Aries energy is Aries is the baby fire sign, right? It's like the beginner fire sign. So you have to remember that it's very easy to get caught up in like the excitement energy. I keep telling people like no road rage right now, no none of that, because it won't be good if you do that, right? And so we have to, like, cooler heads will prevail. I think that's what you have to think with all Neptune and Saturn and Aries. And especially you being a fire sign, Leo, you need to pay attention. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. There's something about friends this week with you, Leo. I think it's good, whatever it is. Someone could be revealing something to you that a person likes you or something. But, there you go. You have this mice card. It says discord among family or friends. A lot of people have had this, and I do feel... I just think that, again, cooler heads will prevail. I think especially with family that you care about, like I wouldn't be starting any fights and everything. You have to remember we had Mars retrograde in Leo, and now we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Leo. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it could be bringing back some of that Mars retrograde energy. Mars retrograde is always a terrible time to start fights in the home or start fights with family. Like literally, that's what we should not do during Mars retrograde. So even though, yes, I understand that Mars isn't retrograde, we have Mercury retrograde where Mars went retrograde basically. And, I don't know. I just think we should probably be careful of getting into fights with family and things like that. It's just not worth it, right? Especially if it's over something stupid, right? Especially if you're like married or something, right? And it's like maybe your husband doesn't pick up his socks. It's like, do you need to fight about this right now? It's like you can wring his neck after the Mercury retrograde. I give you permission. Actually, don't do anything illegal. I don't give you permission to do that, but I get it, right? After the retrograde, do it. Right now, maybe you just need to let it fly. Just so that you don't ruin something, right? But I don't know. This looks good. I like it, Leo. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.